Hey everybody, it's time for a collab. All right, I have not done one of these in a while, and I love collaborations because it's just this huge gathering of information, and I can take tips and tricks and all of this information that I could use for my own weight loss journey. And this one is in regards to what are my five tips for summer weight loss. And this one is put together by Sandy from Life with Sandy, whose channel is going to be listed below with all of the other fantastic channels who are participating. So I really encourage you to go over and check them out because there's going to be a lot of tips that you can gather and you can glean some things that might help you to come through this summer victoriously on the other side and not gain any weight. Summertime can be challenging because you get invited to those wonderful barbecues, picnics, gatherings of some sort, which is always really nice. But there is the little challenge of staying on plan, right? And what's going to trip you up. And so, I was really thinking about this and I thought, what would be my 5 tips for getting through that have really helped me in the past? Okay, guys, so let's get right to the tips. Number 1, contemplate what will be available so you can make a quick plan. This is really similar to calling up or looking up online a restaurant and their menu before you go down there. You want to make a plan and you want to formulate what you're going to do before you get there. So you have to ask yourself, is this a barbecue? Is this a luau? Is this a birthday? What is it, right? And that kind of gives you a tip as to maybe what kind of foods are going to be served. And you can always call the host or the hostess and say, can I bring something to help? Is there something I can bring? And they usually are very sweet about it, and they say you can bring a dessert or you can bring a salad or a side dish, and that is your opening to be able to bring something that's going to work for you. Number 2, for gatherings where you're able to bring something you know that you can have and that you're going to enjoy. So you can bring a fruit tray, fruit salad, right? If, like for me, I'm doing low carb, a lot of times I will bring a berry salad because they look really beautiful and they're really high in fiber, low in carb, and they can be very easily made into a red, white, and blue dessert for 4th of July barbecues and things like that. But they're really always a welcome addition to the barbecue. If you want to bring protein, usually the host or the hostess is providing that, but you can still bring something like a cheese and veggie tray maybe, or maybe some crudités and some olives or something like that, or you can bring some deviled eggs. And deviled eggs, you have to be warned, they go super fast. So you can make them with light mayonnaise if you want to bring those points down. But definitely put some aside for yourself first before they're gone. And the extra protein is going to help you regulate the rest of the meal for the event. Another thing that you can bring, if you don't mind, I don't mind bringing my own bread. I will bring my own hamburger or hot dog buns if I want something like that, or a low carb tortilla, because I use the keto bread. And so I just kind of like slip it out on the sly and nobody even cares. Nobody even notices. If they did, I don't think that they would care but I don't want to make a big deal about it. So, but I want to make sure that I'm staying on plan. And buns and bread is really high in points. And for me, it's kind of like wasted points because it's not something that I really, really enjoyed. But I just like it to be somewhat normal, right? So sometimes I get a little tired of eating the meat without a bun. Also, bring your own. Like, I know they're going to have drinks, right? If they have water, most people have bottles of water. If they do, go to town, drink water. But you might want to bring your own diet soda or some sort of a drink that's low in calorie that you like, that you have. And usually people don't mind if you bring something that you've been drinking in your own container. They just assume you've been drinking that throughout the day, and nobody really minds. Sometimes I like to bring my own coffee because I drink decaf, and I like to trick it out the way that I want it. And then I know I'm going to have something for after the meal. So you can bring something that you like to drink. Also, another one of my tricks, and many people know this already, is I bring an emergency protein bar that I like and I put it in my purse. And so that way I know if there's really nothing there that I can eat very little. I know if I have a lot of water and I have that protein bar, I am going to be just fine. And usually people don't mind if, I can usually eat it on the sly, but usually people don't mind if I pull that out. Number 3, drink lots of water and or low calorie options. This is just what I was talking about. Keeps you satiated, hydrated, and keeps your mouth busy. Sometimes you get that snacky feeling like you just want to pick at something, but instead of going over to the table of opened packages of chips, grab a water, get as far away from that chippy table as you can, and just drink, drink, drink. And it's just going to make you feel better. Trust me. Maybe turn around. Don't look at that table and find the one with the veggies on it, which brings me into the next point. Number 4, make veggies a focus. And I know that doesn't sound really exciting to some people, but it's serious time. You're trying to get through. You want to have a good time, but you need to get through the pitfalls and the landmines. So it'll provide you with fiber, fullness, vitamins, minerals. Cut down on those higher pointed items. Have a salad first if you can. My mom used to make a big garden salad and bring it to every barbecue that we had. And most people, because they were looking at the chips and the meat and the higher density, higher fat foods and things, they would leave the salad alone and nobody would touch the salad. And if I can go back in time now, I would be like the only one eating that salad, and I would lay it as a base first. A lot of times what I do now is I use salad as a base instead of pasta, potatoes, rice, or anything like that. And I have made the neatest dishes because we'll go somewhere and there's meatballs or spaghetti sauce with meat sauce and stuff like that. And I just lay it right on top of a bed of salad, and I just make this neat, really neat little meal. And I stay low carb, and it keeps my points down. So you might find that you can create something, really ingenious doing that. Make the veggies a focus. Number 5, you're going to be confronted, like how I put this, you're going to be confronted with an opportunity for sweets, right? Sometimes there's like a whole table full of sweets. Have a plan. Give yourself options. So instead of saying, oh, no fun for me, right? I just can't even go anywhere near that. Bring something that's fun, that's going to fit into your plan, right? And I just have to, for me, I have really come to the conclusion that either I have to bring something that I know I can have as far as sweets go, or I'm having that protein bar. And that is going to be my sweet focus, because other than that, you could get into some trouble here. Some examples of things to bring, again, for summer would be like a berry fruit salad, the sugar-free, light Cool Whip-based parfait pies are really super easy to make, and they're really impressive, and they're really good. I used to make this pineapple pie. If I could find it, I'll link it below. It's not a low-carb version, but it is a lower point version, but it's really, really good. Let's see, what else? Oh, if you want to, you could bring a sugar-free or a light baked treat. I used to bring, with the berry salad to events, I would bring a sugar-free angel food cake that I just picked up from the bakery at the grocery store. Sometimes I would get non-sugar-free, but sugar-free for myself, just to bring those points down. And it was always nice to have a little piece of that with some berries on it. Either that or make something else that's, sweet that can fit into what you're doing. For me, if you're doing sugar-free type baking things, I have found that the monk fruits, erythritol sweeteners, make the sweetest desserts, more so than other sweeteners, but that's just me. And then again, the protein, some things I have to admit, the Think protein bars, oh my goodness, those are so amazing. The chocolate mousse ones, that is to die for. That is a great bar to have. It's about, I think it's 7 points for me. It could be 5 to 7 points, depending on what you're doing. Okay, so, and then also have a dessert perimeter. What I mean by that is set yourself a limit on those things if you're going to have dessert. For our kids, when we'll go to a buffet or we go to a gathering, we tell them 1 to 2 things. If it's like one big thing like a donut, you can only have 1. If it's 2 small little things, you can have 2 items. For me, I used to do the same thing. Now I just, do things differently so that I don't have the carby items. But what I used to do was tell myself I would set the perimeters there, or I would say have something that's like half of the palm size for dessert. Or if there was something that I really wanted to try and I knew it was a higher pointed item, I would actually share it with somebody, usually my husband, and sometimes sharing kind of helps too. But if you don't want to get anybody else, you know, drag anybody else into what you don't think you should be doing, maybe just set other perimeters, you know, to a smaller version of it or something. Now, this is a bonus point. If you feel that you have to try something, right? Aunt Martha brought something and her feelings are really going to be hurt if you don't try something. Then again, I would definitely pile the veggies in the salad. Make the salad the biggest part of the meal so it doesn't look like, you know what I mean, you're not trying to have somebody else's dish. But if you have to try something, I would make it super small, and I would go 1 to 2 tablespoons, no more than that. And then and if it's something that's higher carb or sugary, have protein first before you try it, because I was watching Dr. Jason Fong, and really he's a wonderful doctor you can find him on YouTube, but he was talking about recent studies saying that blood sugar returns much quicker to normal after a meal if you have protein first. That's what they're finding. And, you know, you can't really look at that for, oh, I'm going to just eat whatever all the time as long as I have protein first. You're not going to lose weight that way. But if you get into these pickles, I would definitely have protein first, because it kind of helps, you know, to bring your insulin back down to a normal level as quickly as possible. And that can have other health benefits. So anyway, those are my points, 5 points plus 1 bonus point. That last point again was, if you feel you have to try something, make it small, 1 to 2 tablespoons. Okay, guys, so I'm going to let you go for now. Thank you so much for coming and listening, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful summer. Bye.